mention those things that we agree with. All I hear is the need for veterinarians in the shelters to be able to see these animals, to be able to oversee them. By limiting a veterinarian's ability to treat those animals for services, that just completely makes no sense, especially according to the bill, we can provide surgery, but we would not be allowed to recheck incisions. We would not be allowed to do those things that she was speaking of being a problem, because we're only allowed to provide the surgery and things necessary at the time of surgery, according to the bill. So if there is any questions of the incision or fever or anything like that, the person who did the surgery, the doctor, would not be allowed to recheck that patient.
Because the pet was owned by a private individual?
Yes, because the pet was owned by a private individual, and according to the bill, we can only provide services at the time of surgery that are necessary at the time of surgery. So a recheck of that incision, or if there was a complication, we'd have to tell them, I'm sorry, my hands are tied. It's against the law for me to follow up with my surgery.
We could probably remedy something like that. This legislation.
The other thing that was tied to that, some flaws that I noticed, same thing, services that are necessary at the time of surgery. There's instances where I've had like ear hematomas, and I've called the owner, discussed with them about it, placed a drain. I wouldn't be able to follow up to remove the drain. I'd have to hope that they follow up, even though they've never had veterinary care or taken care of it in the past. They would then follow up and go pay a bill somewhere to have it removed and rechecked by someone who did not initially start the treatment on that. Some of the other things like that also fall into me. I'm a veterinarian, fully licensed, my own pets. It would be against the law for me to treat my own pets. My dogs last year got into it with a copperhead, and I had to bring them to work with me. I had them on fluids, and I had them on anti-nauseas, and I had them on medications, and I could lose my license for treating my own dog because I'm above poverty level.
Did the copperhead win?
The copperhead lived. That's how I found out about the copperhead, because I found him on the porch alive, wounded, but he did not live after I found him. But my point is that it would be against the law for me to treat my own animals as a veterinarian because I work at a shelter and I make more than the poverty level. I have a
Question.
Sure.
In this section, it says, nothing in this section shall prohibit an animal shelter from providing veterinary services to pets they own and are holding for adoption. So
The
that's
shelter
not,
doesn't own my pet.
but it says but you own it. You can provide veterinary services to your own pets. I don't think it prohibits you from providing.
Because it says that the shelter owns, so that's why.
I think that can.
I understand, I know
mean,
that's
I don't
crazy,
think
but
that, I don't think that's
It really
the
would.
intention.
That could be remedied pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't think that's the intention. So we can, I mean.
Right, I understand
discuss
that.
that.
Just trying to show
And also we can remedy the fact that if surgery is performed at the clinic.
That they can go back. So I don't think that that's an issue, so.
We can fix those pretty easily.
Yeah,
Thanks for pointing it out to us.
yeah, no, I'm just saying, these are some of the things that I know that you guys don't understand from writing it because you don't live that day to day and see those
That's
things
correct.
and think of those little things, and they make big impacts. Another instance is when animals come in as emergencies at the shelter because the people don't know where to go, they're familiar with us, they show up with them. It'd be against the law for us to start. We had a case recently where 2 Chihuahuas were chewing on a ham bone and a port bone, and both of them were obstructed by the bone. One of them was laid out lethargic, dying. It'd be against the law for me to start treatment to help them. And we did call around local shelters or local private practices, quoting $2,500 and things. And the guy said, I do not have this money. My only option is he was going to take the animals home and let them die with them. The animal ended up passing. We did contact a private practice that he took out there to, spent every penny that he had, and the animal didn't make it. They tried their best. But it would be against the law for us to have done that initial stabilization to help the animals to do that. And so that's very hard. We also have, as far as our intake, we take in 8,000 animals, and that's with us working as hard as we can to deter intake and keep animals in their homes. Whenever animals come in, for instance, cats we get all the time, and the owners say it's inappropriate elimination. they're peeing all over the house, this just started, I can't handle this behavior. There's multiple times I've said, can I take your cat in the back, do a urinary tract test for a urinary tract infection and see if that's the cause? And it is. It's just a matter of doing a test to let them know, and this is treatable. And then sit down and have an education class and send them home. That'd be against the law. I'd have to tell them, I'm sorry, you have to go somewhere and either turn your animal.
Madam Kershaw.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. I'll just call you doctor.
It's fine.
You call me Senator.
Okay.
The ham bone incident. Poor child. I actually had this happen.
Yeah.
Happened to one of my dogs, unfortunately. No. I put up a lot already. Would you have been allowed to do that now? Why didn't you help the dog now?
We did. We started stabilization of the dogs. We took radiographs because we had to see if it was a real.
What were you?
issue that was
Because
going
I
on.
don't know what you're doing now versus not doing.
We
So
started fluids
you needed to send him to another vet.
and we called around other vets to
My
try.
question is why? Why do you? I'm trying to understand what goes on. Why did you need to send him to another vet instead of you doing it?
Because we try not to do that. We try not to directly take in public animals and fix them. We try to work with our private practitioners as much as we can. We have a pretty good relationship with our private practitioners in our area. We work together pretty well.
You might try to impede into their practice. You try to.
Yeah, we try to do what we can. We discuss with people options. We tell them about care credit, but whenever they